I am Megan, suing, and this is my husband Matt. We have 3 kids, Caitlin, Hayden, and Kyndall. 2 years ago, him and I went on a trip to celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary with some friends, and when we got back, both the grandmas said, "We promise we did not beat Kyndall up, but she is covered from head to toe in bruises." Finally took her into the doctor on Friday of that week, and they did blood work, and he was expecting her platelet count to be low, which would explain the bruising. But he came in and sat down and said, "I was expecting that, but I was not expecting her white blood cells to also be critically low, which can often be a sign of leukemia." So he sent us straight to Children's, and I took her there. He met me there. So the next morning they did a bone marrow biopsy on her, and thankfully it came back not being leukemia. However, we still didn't have an answer for what was going on.
I remember the day that Megan called and said, "We have to go to the hospital." And I remember being in the bathroom getting ready to get into the shower and just screaming at God. And then remembering that God is always good and He's always right, and feeling so frustrated because all the things you've done in our life, in my life, you've shown me you are always good. And that's an absolute, I believe that. But now this is happening, so I'm just mad at you. Because I can't even criticize you or ask you why you're doing this, because you get to always be good. And yet I have to hurt.
Finally referred us over to UNMC, to a pediatric oncologist there who specializes in bone marrow transplants and bone marrow failure. And we discovered that she was actually having a bone marrow failure syndrome. And we started off by testing her siblings to see if they would be a match. And Hayden was not, but Caitlin, our 12-year-old daughter, was a match. Kyndall was admitted at the end of August and had 8 days of chemo and 1 day of radiation. And then on September 11th, then she got her cells from Caitlin, and we were in the hospital for 4 weeks. We were expecting at least 6 weeks. Kyndall became known on the oncology floor for doing her makeup and doing other people's makeup. And she did food service people's makeup and the doctor's makeup and hair and all of that. And so one morning we woke up and one of the nurses had left a bag full of makeup palettes on Kyndall's bed, and on the bag she had written, it said, "Dear beauty queen, you are clothed in strength and dignity. You can laugh without fear of the future." Proverbs 31:25. And when I read this, I still have this bag, because when I read that, that was just a huge reminder right in front of my face that we are not alone, and it is not just us doing this with her. God is here with us, even though it's hard in those moments to know that. But that was a big reminder to myself that we aren't alone, and He was there, and she does have a future, and we can continue to pray for that and be excited for the things that will be coming.
He has a plan for her, and His plans for her for good, not for bad. A plan for her life.